What's up, Point Loma? I'm Madison Steele.
And I'm Ross Niederhoff. You are watching Loma Sports Tonight.
Good evening and welcome to Loma Sports Tonight, Loma's top source for all of your Sea Lion news.
Tonight we're bringing you our men's basketball game live from Golden Gymnasium.
And we'll give you an inside look at some of our PLNU athletes and their stories.
Tonight the women's basketball team took on Notre Dame de Namur and walked away with the win and a final score of 85-51. Top scorer senior Jessica Scorza played her last game and racked up a total of 19 points. Roya Rustamzada was also on fire, trailing right behind Jessica Scorza in scoring.
And our Sea Lion standout this week is coming straight from the women's basketball team. Reporter Connor Larson will give you the details.
Consistency in sports is crucial. It's not often that we see a young player become so reliable early in their career, but this week's Sea Lion standout has proven that she is one of those special players. Freshman Roya Rustamzada has emerged as a key player for the women's basketball team this season. Roya's consistent and outstanding play has earned her 5 PacWest Freshman Player of the Week honors this season, but she has her sights set higher as the season moves along into the playoffs.
Hoping to make it big, trying to get Freshman of the Year, hopefully. I mean, that's what I'm shooting for. Just hard work and just keep going for it is what I'm trying to do.
Behind Rustamzada's energetic play, the Sea Lions have seen their season turn around, checking in at 13-5 in conference play. Roya's remarkable freshman campaign has been sparked by a very balanced season. She scored in double digits 12 separate times while also scoring on half of her attempts. We look forward to seeing how Roya and the team will end the season. That's all I have for you. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Connor. Now the men's game is starting in just a couple of minutes, so we are ready to toss it down to the court to reporters Jacob Roth and Greta Wall.
And we'll see you at a halftime.
Jackson picks up his dribble. Mike Planetta over to Peterson. Into Burnham. Burnham turns. Passes it out to Peterson. Pick and roll. Out to Sam O'Coden. Three-pointer is good. Sam O'Coden has been money. All right, 10:01 left in the first half in this game, and it's a close battle. Notre Dame de Namur just edging the Sea Lions right now, 11-10, and it's been back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, Jake, we discussed that this really shouldn't be this big of a battle for the Sea Lions. They should definitely be dominating the Argonauts, and they're not playing the way they were expected to play. The Argonauts have a 4-20 record, while the Sea Lions have a 20-6 record. Their records are flipped, their stats are flipped. The Sea Lions aren't playing like the Sea Lions are expected to see them.
Yeah, like we said earlier, they're missing a lot of open threes. They've turned the ball over a handful of times. We'll get you the stats on that in a second. And it's frankly, Coach Carr just isn't like what he's seeing. That's why he's made so many substitutions thus far. He doesn't hesitate bringing guys off the floor, even the star players. He'll yank them if he doesn't think they're playing well.
He's got plenty of talent to pick from. He doesn't have to leave those starters out on the court if they're not doing what he wants them to do. He's got a well-rounded, well-balanced team, and he knows that he can pick guys off the bench that will go out there and get his work done if the guys that he chose to start aren't getting work done for him.
Yeah, exactly. And here are the official stats so far. Sea Lions already have 4 turnovers, and they're shooting just 3 of 16 from the field, including just 2 for 8 from the three-point line. They've only shot 2 free throws, so they need to start getting inside because the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, they're getting the open shots, they're getting where they need to be, but they're not following through with actually getting it in the basket. We'll get back to the game now.
O'Coden with the ball on the wing. Swings it over to Jackson. Jackson takes a couple dribbles, launches the floater, off the backboard and in. Randall Jackson with the strong move inside.
Fan club led by his own brother, Mitch Lesko. How many games have you attended this season of your brothers?
For the last 5 years, I come to most of the home games.
Very cool. How does it feel to watch him play his last game here at PLNU's home court?
You know, it's pretty bittersweet. It's been a fun couple years coming out every couple days and watching it with this crew. He has a good crew of friends that come to most of the games too. It's not just me. So.
Who made the sign?
This is his name, Justin.
What was your inspiration for that sign?
His beautiful face.
Very cool. All right, we're going to toss it back to Jake and Greta at the desk.
Clausen launches a three over Jamal Davis from way downtown, and it's good.
First half, it's been really close game. How do you plan on getting ahead in the second?
Well, we definitely need to play a lot better offensively. 21 points is not very good. They've slowed the pace down pretty good, and we've defended well with only giving up 25, but we're playing a little frustrated, and the ball's not moving as crisp as we like. So I'd like to get back to that in the second half.
All right, and how important is it for your three seniors to take home a win tonight?
It's everything. It's everything. You never want to go out losing on this game, so we'll bounce back in the second half and get it going.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. We're going to go head back to the studio now with Ross and Maddie.
Welcome back. I'm Ross Niederhoff.
And I'm Madison Steele. So the game's a little bit turnover heavy, a little bit sloppy on our side.
It is. We need to tighten it up a little bit. We kind of lost it at the end of the half. We're hitting our shots, but I don't think we're getting enough chances to make them. So
we still have a lot of energy, especially
do.
Out on the court there.
We do, and the Green Sea looks like they're really helping our players.
Having a great time.
It's good. Now we have a few inside stories for you. As basketball season wraps up, our baseball team is just getting started.
And reporter Greta Wall caught up with a couple of our new transfers with a unique teammate history.
Sea Lions Baseball welcomed 16 newcomers to the green and gold this season, including 2 teammates from Saddleback College. Eric Pierce, a starting pitcher, and Coleman Huntley, a closer, were recruited by the Sea Lions during the 2014 season and focused their efforts at Saddleback on preparing for PLNU together.
So once we knew we were both going here, it's like, okay, we know what it takes to win. Like, let's just do the same thing we did last year, like build this friendship, put people under a wing, and so we've been growing through that for sure.
The biggest difference the two noticed between Saddleback and LOMA was the chemistry on the team. They're no longer playing with guys who just want to get in and out. These are real friendships.
Like the pitching staff is always going out and getting food together after games. It's always a group of like 12 or 15 guys going around. So we all get along really well. And it's just it's just different in the sense that everybody's a little closer than they were. I mean, yeah, we had a lot of really close friends at Saddleback, but it's just kind of a different kind of relationship.
When the baseball guys sit in the calf after practice, like we look like such idiots. Because there's literally 20 of us and we have the freaking biggest table in the calf.
Oh,
and it's just like, everyone's like, really, like, come on guys. But I think that's what makes our team like good.
And even though they might be newcomers to Point Loma, they aren't new to the game of college baseball.
Being older and having played a few seasons of college baseball, the freshmen that haven't done, they'll come ask you questions because you've been around the block a few times, that you actually, you know what it takes.
The biggest challenge the two have faced so far is managing their time between school and baseball. At the junior college level, academics don't take up the amount of time they do at a 4-year.
If you take pride in what you do on and off the field, it's a lot better. Like, I was in a freaking sewing class last semester and it was like 4 hours every Wednesday, so I'd miss practice for that and it's like, what am I doing? But at the end of the day, it's like you're going to be doing your major for the rest of your life, so just kind of take a step back and think about that and it all works out.
Point Loma's baseball team hasn't always had the greatest reputation around campus, so coming in this year, Eric and Coleman knew they needed to combat that stereotype quick.
I kind of wanted to see like how that was going to work, so the first few weeks, like I'm a fashion major, I do like a bunch of stuff besides baseball, so for the first few weeks, I never even really said to that many people that I play baseball. Like, because obviously you meet a bunch of people and you're like, hey, yeah, like what do you do? And I never really mentioned it. And then later down the line, they're like, oh, you play baseball? I'm like, yeah. So I think kind of, like, it sounds weird, but instilling that trust in them that you're not a typical baseball player is just kind of what our team is going for.
The team has made Eric and Coleman feel like part of a family from the very beginning. Greta Wall, LOMA Sports Tonight.
Two friends coming from one school to another school
and
together.
still getting to play baseball together.
Exactly.
That's awesome. It seems like the close-knit team really keeps them together.
Definitely.
So.
A bit of a transition, but a fun transition.
Definitely, for sure. Two of our Sea Lion basketball players also have a story that goes way back. We have details on a rivalry no one expected.
They're playing basketball.
Junior Morgan and Randall Jackson may seem like the best of buds on the court, but that wasn't always the case. The two played on rival high school teams in Bakersfield, California.
He was super skinny. He was like 6'7". He always used to foul. He always used to complain. And I just didn't like him.
Junior didn't think highly of Randall either.
Well, he was just one of those players that like you didn't like to play against because he was going to foul you every time you try to drive in the lane.
But a twist of fate brought the two together.
What happens when you get two longtime rivals on the court as teammates? Can they play nice? They're fighting behind me again, aren't they?
Junior went on a recruiting trip to Fresno City College, where his rival became his teammate.
Well, my first reaction was like, man, this guy, I hate this guy. And then after like we talked, he was pretty cool, so we clicked from there.
Randall says that being forced to spend time together made them realize they have a lot in common.
I was just like, dude, you have to come. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that this program would get you better. Like, I feel like we would play good together, finally, you know. And he agreed, and like the next week he committed.
When Junior transferred to Point Loma last year, he decided to return the favor.
We reunited. He put me on the phone with some coaches, and all of a sudden I was like on my recruiting visit, and he was showing me around this time.
Although the two teammates have grown closer, competition is still heated, especially on the court.
Super competitive, especially in practice. Like, I'm trying to elbow him, I'm trying to push him underneath the basket, he's trying to foul me, like we're talking trash. It's all funny in basketball. So
one thing they still don't agree on, who is the better player?
Definitely me, actually.
Katie Seals, Loma Sports Tonight.
Another really cool story about two people that go way back and still get to play sports together.
Yeah, we'll see
really
which player is better. They're both playing really great out there today.
Yeah, so maybe we'll finally get to answer that question.
Yeah, exactly. The men's basketball team recently hired a new coach, and he is not like the other coaches. Just as his players, he too played ball in the Golden Gym.
This season, men's basketball added a new coach to their staff, Coach Will Bush. What some of you may not know about Coach Bush is he actually used to be a player here at Point Loma.
Tell me a little bit about your mustache first.
I like it. Does that count? I don't know. It's magical.
That's right. This 6'3" shooting guard was a college basketball stud. Though he was trademarked for his mustache, these days you wouldn't even recognize him without it. And though he and Coach Carr are now colleagues, when Bush was a player, Carr was not a fan of the stash.
We had like a week off or something for Christmas, and so I didn't shave before Christmas, and then when we got back, I shaved everything but the mustache, and luckily he didn't say anything, and so I kept it the rest of the year, and we just kind of rolled with it, and it just became a big thing. There's like a mustache night and everything. Yeah, but it was just kind of my calling card.
Coach Bush played at Point Loma for his last 2 years of college basketball, but that wasn't always the case.
I transferred in from a community college up in Seattle where I was living at the time. It was North Seattle Community College. Funny as you say that, you bring it up. They don't even have a basketball program anymore. So.
Since Coach Bush played at Point Loma not too long ago in 2012, it's interesting that he is now coaching the players that he used to play with on the team. At first, I thought that it might be an awkward situation for him, but it actually turns out to be a benefit for him and the players.
Known him for, 5 years now? Just that relationship, having the same goals in mind of winning and doing what it takes to get done. And they know it because we had success my senior year, so they know what it takes. And so it's easy to kind of take our relationship away from the personal and build our basketball relationship as player to coach.
Well, there you have it. Coach Bush was a mustache-growing, three-point shooting, college basketball beast. That's all the time I have. I'm Ricky Zollinger, Loma Sports Tonight.
Those mustaches, though, quite a look.
Definitely, definitely. It must be nice, though, to have a coach who really understands what it's like to play at Point Loma.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure that helps. So, if you have been a contestant for the Sea Lion Shootout, your chances at $5,000 have been strategically taken by a basketball player himself.
Some think he accomplished the impossible. Junior Sam O'Coton completed the Sea Line shootout. This challenge was placed by ASB to make a layup, free throw, three-pointer, and half-court shot in 30 seconds for $5,000. The Sea Lions shootout have been going all season and was open to all students. The challenge started at $1,000 and increased to $250 each game. This was the 25th time a student had shot for the chance to win. O'Coton stepped on the court with a strategy.
I wanted to get at least 2 attempts at the half-court shot. So what I was worried about was making the free throw and the three-pointer in my first try. So going out, I want to start the free throw. So it went in luckily, and then the layup, and then I really got lucky on the three. It like bounced around the rim, hit almost every part of the rim, and then bounced in. And then when I got to the half-court shot, I think I had 14 seconds. So my game plan was kind of working, but I was able to hit it on the first shot.
Lesko stops. Looks for a teammate, finds Clausen back up top to reset. Over to Welfringer. Back across to Clausen, takes the three, and nails it with the hand in his face from a few feet behind the arc. Merritt Clausen now made 2 3-pointers.
That's what the Sea Lions want to see from Merritt Clausen. That's what they were looking for the entire first half, for those 3-pointers. They rely on the 3-pointers from Merritt Clausen, so hopefully he can continue to make those here in the second half.
Washington heads to the free throw line. He'll be shooting 2. That's the second personal on Junior Morgan. Washington with a chance to cut the Sea Lions lead back to 1. 17 minutes, 6 seconds left in the second half.
We're here with the Green Sea at the last home game of the season. We're gonna find out. Okay. Which senior do you think is gonna put up the most points by the end of the night?
You know, they've all been playing really well this season. I think they're going to put up a lot of points. I'm expecting Merrick to put up a lot of points this game tonight and do really well.
They're doing a toss. They're doing a coin toss. We're going to go back to the Jake and Greta at the desk.
It was one of the Sea Lions' worst seasons in a long time due to the number of people that graduated and were redshirting. But somebody has to carry the load. Meanwhile, Washington makes both free throws. Sea Lions lead by 10. Judd Welfringer getting frustrated with the coverage, and the refs do call a foul on Jelani Davis. Now the biggest difference for me between the first half and now is the Sea Lions are just making their 3-pointers now. In the first half, they were just 3 of 10 from behind the arc. But Merritt Clausen has made 3 of them in this second half. Judd Welfringer made back-to-back 3s. The team's really heated up from deep now. They've made 6 of their 9 3-pointers.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about how Merritt Clausen has come out of the locker room in the second half and been quite the game manager. He took charge, knew he needed to get his 3s, knew he needed to score points, and that's exactly what he's done. 6 points just off 3s.
Sea Lions, meanwhile, taking their sweet time, milking every second they can off the clock. Randall Jackson now drives in, kicks it back to Welfringer, hesitates shooting the 3. He's feeling it, but he decides to waste a little bit more time off the shot clock. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Now down to 10. Clausen into Morgan. Back out to Clausen. Merritt Clausen yet again with another 3-pointer. Yeah, and you can see over there in the Green Sea, a couple of girls in the front row have a Canadian flag. Big Merritt Clausen fans, apparently, our resident Canadian ambassador for British Columbia. Lesko with another rebound. Shot clock is off. Game clock down under 15. They're going to let this one walk out. Sea Lions will win this one 63-49 over the Notre Dame de Namur Argonauts. They'll improve to 21-6 on the season. Back-to-back 21 seasons for the first time in 25 years. Meanwhile, the Argonauts will fall to 4-21. Sea Lions get a win on senior night.
I'd say this is definitely the season that Hayden and Merrick redshirted for. Those 2 seniors definitely made the right choice 2 years ago. They had a great game. Well, Merrick had a great game tonight. Hayden let down, but he came through in the end there and helped the Sea Lions win.
Well, you see Hayden, not his best offensive night, though he did finish with 8 points, but he's doing a little bit of everything else. He's got a steal, 3 assists, and several rebounds.
Yeah,
We'll get you the final stats momentarily. Meanwhile, for the Argonauts, Don Washington with 13 points and 12 rebounds, 5 of those on the offensive end. Jamal Davis, the only other Notre Dame player in double figures. We're going to kick it over to Katie Seals, who has our seniors right there in front of the Green Sea. And here's Katie.
All 3 of you are seniors, and it was the last home game.
It feels pretty good. You know, we've played here for a while now, and especially these two, so it's nice to get a good win.
Great to end it on a win here after all the years.
No, it's just great.
You had 23 points tonight, Merrick. Do you think you played to your expectations tonight?
Yeah, you know, I think...
no, we should have gone for 40.
Yeah. No, you know what? Everyone's finding me for great shots, open looks. You know, just a true testament to how good of a team we can be.
Thank you, guys. All right. What a great way to end the night. We're going to send it back to the studio for our final wrap-up.
Wow, well, what an exciting game. I'm really proud of our Sea Lions. Great hustle, and they finally came away with that win. We did pull it together.
In the second half, it was good. And our seniors did a great game. Great last game for them to go on. It was good.
Good to end on that note.
Yes. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'm Madison Steele.
And I'm Ross Nierhoff. Join us next time on March 19th for our next episode of LOMA Sports Tonight. Good night.